Hey everybody, it's Alida Hernandez, Rebooted Mindset. Thank you for coming in today and checking out the show. I'm grateful that I'm here again today to talk to you. And we have a special guest today. We're going to talk about some interesting things, okay? Things that are sometimes controversy because people are like, oh, is that true? But I think you're going to find it very, very educational. And I hope you come out with something great for yourself. So today I have Sherinata Pollock. I hope I said her name right. Anyway, she is an incredible person. She's a friend of mine. Also, I have to say that she's just a great person. She's a person that comes into the room and lights up the whole room. Okay, and she doesn't have to really do anything. She just has a smile and her energy and her energy will just make you smile. Okay, I think the first time I met her, she made me smile, and then we ran into again like a year later or something, and we were smiling like happy like goody little girls, but that's what's good about meeting good people out there, and there's so many out there. Okay, so never close your doors because you don't know who you're going to meet somewhere. Always have, try to stay positive and grateful so your energy is higher, and then you meet those people. And I've learned that over the last couple of years. I already got goosebumps talking about it. Okay, so because it's just good stuff. It's good stuff. So anyway, Sherinata, after losing her husband to brain cancer, she survived brain tumor herself. They were both linked to electronic radiation. So Sherinata vowed to turn this pain into a purpose. She lost her husband. Her son was very young, and she was left, single mother. So she wasn't prepared for that. And in 2015, she decided, I'm going to create Karelia Creations. So she created this business. It's a woman-owned brand creating high vibrational handcrafted jewelry that shields against EMF radiation, okay, from 5G, Wi-Fi, electronics, okay? And she's blended decades of expertise and deep compassion so she can empower others to find clarity, calm, and protection so they can thrive in this digital world, because we're always attached. Like right now, I got the phone, right? The phone's right here. You can't see. I should take the cover off so you can see my little shields that I got. So yeah, so I'm going to do that. But anyway, we're on the phone all the time. And what I have discovered, I worked in technology. So I worked in technology for 30 years. And I didn't realize, like, sometimes my sicknesses could be associated to where I was sitting, my environment, right? So I didn't know that my office was in the server room. So if you understand, I don't know what a server room is. It's a room shielded all the way around. You got sometimes backup batteries. You got extra AC running all day, so you freeze all day long. And then you got just, a couple of hundred computers, or who knows how many you have, depending on where you work. When I worked at a big bank, I worked at Bank Atlantic for a little while. And during that time, their server room was very large. It had probably, I don't know, a few hundred computers, okay? And just racks and racks and racks of computers. And you're in there for hours around all this electric, the Wi-Fi, the routers, who knows what the heck's going on in there. I have to go back and start monitoring everything, But anyway, Sherinata has made her dedication in her life to create a product that can shield you from some of this EMF. Sorry, I got puppies in the background. To shield you from some of this electronic frequencies that we're getting from things like, I'm sitting in front of two monitors. Okay, I have a desktop computer. I have a strip, everything's plugged in there. I got the microphone. Everything is plugged into some kind of form of electricity. The puppies want to be part of the conversation today. It looks like I'll get them out of here soon. But anyway, we're around everything. So I'll show you real quick, just a quick sneak peek before Sherinata gets in. So Look at this bad boy. See this bad boy? We're going to talk about this. This is shungite. This is pure shungite, solid. That's my little baby in my office. It sits right here in between my two monitors and my computer, shielding me. And I also got my necklace too. So, and I got more stuff. So we'll talk about that anyway. But we have to give a big round of applause to Sherinata and bring her in here because she's amazing and you're gonna love her too. So let's bring in Sherinata. Sorry, my puppies decided to come in here now, and now they're doing a ruckus. Hey, hey, that's life. That's what we do on a podcast. It's real. It's real. It's
life.
Yeah, I know. Even my camera's acting up. Look at this. It's like fuzzy. I don't know what's. Let me block it for 1 second, and then it'll come back. There we go.
Oh gosh.
Well, how are you today?
I'm fantastic. I love that introduction. That was so sweet. I love a room. It's like
I hope I did that. Yeah, so people know who you are, and it's kind of new to people, right? I think people are just on what's EMF, what, and there's a lot of people out there putting out products too, which we'll talk about soon. That you have to be careful what you buy. You have to know if it's real or not. And Sherinata has some great tests and things that you can test to make sure that it is real. So that's why she has come right with your online website with all the merchandise, like the pyramid, the necklace, the bracelet, the rings. You got a whole bunch of stuff.
I do. And, I think it's such an important topic because, because I've been in this world for 10 years. I can't believe I've been doing this for 10 years and speaking about it, which is, our 10-year anniversary and making the jewelry. And, so I just started with a sticker at one point, and I added jewelry, and then we added more and more. And then I was life coaching at the same time, and then before you know it, 2020 happens. And then I'm just like, forget the life coaching, forget any energy healing. Everybody's on their computers. Let's just go full force into it. And that's really when I expanded, the line. And you know what? I am surrounded by, I'm so grateful for all the people, because your vibe attracts your tribe, right? And I have such an amazing, beautiful people who buy from me, who are loyal to the company for so many years, and they tell their friends because they know that this is real. And some people might think it's a conspiracy theory because they've never heard about it before, or it's not mainstream, but it really, truly isn't, because it's very complex. It's a complex topic. And just like, people want to eat organic food, oh no, pesticides don't hurt me. Oh yes, they do hurt me. Oh, drinking out of the water is, out of the sink is okay. No, it's not okay. And nobody knows what's really true anymore, on so many levels. We just, there's so much mistrust, between government and what we hear and what we know, but we have to go with our intuition, and we have to go with personal stories, I believe, as much as, just because something is sold out there doesn't mean it's tested on, doesn't mean it's healthy, doesn't mean it's the right thing, because we know that anybody can sell anything until there's a lawsuit,
and you know how these things out, most things have to get research and funding, right, to test certain things. And unless they get that, it's very hard to test, to get a sample data from, say 100 people or 1,000 people when it comes to the effects of like cell phones and the 5G towers and all that stuff. There's some studies, like you were saying, you've been doing your research about that, but it needs to happen more. I think people need to realize that we're the first ones that really have we're the first generation with the cell phones, right? Our age group. And then we have a whole bunch of generations behind us now that are just growing up with these things since they're babies, which is really sad,
Mm-hmm. And the thing is that there has been, since the 90s, very little funding that has come from the government. So because it's a multi-billion trillion dollar industry around the world, and it's changing every single day. It is the most impactful, life changing. It's like so important to our life anymore is our technology.
Yeah.
And it's as important as carrying your child around. Like I always tease about it. And I say, you know what, people would leave their child be home before they leave their cell phone at home. you know you leave your cell phone at home, and how many people have a panic attack? Oh my god, I gotta run
Yeah.
home and get it.
Yeah.
They go to sleep with it, which is unheard of. Who would ever go to
Yes.
sleep with a
So
phone
bad.
before?
So
It's
bad.
so bad. So I think it's really important to understand that it is a powerhouse of an industry,
Right.
and therefore it's regulated. We think it's regulated. It's not truly regulated. The true studies are still from like 1996 that they're using
Wow. And
on
the
a
cell phones
man.
had just come out around that time in the
Yeah,
90s.
it's crazy. Exactly. So, they really haven't been updated. They used to put all this money into it because, back in the 90s, they did put a lot of research into it,
Yeah.
millions of dollars of research into it, but then they stopped because you couldn't keep up with the industry. So let's just go back a minute and roll back time. And first of all, we want to say, what is, for some people who are watching, they don't even know what we're talking about, honestly,
Hmm.
right? So EMF is an electromagnetic fields or frequencies. It's interchangeable. And it doesn't just come from our technology. There's RF, there's radio frequencies, there's all different types of frequencies that come out. Even the
Right.
sun has EMF. Yeah, the earth has
Mm.
EMF. But there is a certain range that works on our bodies, in our world, in our life. And I think that's what's really important that we have to understand. And that we want to stay in a certain range that is peaceful to our system and our body. And technology in just electric alone, you know, what's coming out of our walls and in our homes isn't always just healthy. It's not a healthy energy. It works for us because we can't, we don't want to live without electricity, right?
Yeah. No.
So we've learned to adapt to it. Yet every time there's a new level of something released in the world, there's actually data that shows whenever there's a new type of technology released in our world, there's actually an increase of sickness.
Oh, wow.
Yes,
Hmm.
and there is data that proves that, and it's quite interesting. So, like when electricity was first revealed into the world, there was I for there was something that whatever I forget exactly what sickness that happened, some type of plague sickness, and and it's just, this is repeatable because why wouldn't it be? Because we need to learn to adapt, and our bodies need to adapt. But on the other hand, so and I think that stories and people's stories say more than what a study says, right? In more than just, we hear a science about something and they're like, oh yeah, well, that's not going to happen to me. And then you find somebody else who are like, wow, that happened to you, right? And then you start talking, and then you start finding out all these other stories that become, that are revealed because
Right.
we listen to each other, right? And we're all about communication and companionship and support. And I think that is the most important thing. So I wear this shirt. I always love to wear this shirt when I'm speaking because it says
Hmm.
brain tumors. What's it say? What do you
The brain tumor would give 0 stars if I could. Very bad. I do not recommend it.
one
Okay.
star?
Should be no star, really. No star.
No stars, 0 stars, and
You
I'm
know,
wearing, go ahead.
no, I was saying that lately too, there's been a higher increase, like you're saying, of cancer lately. I just got an email just not recently that people under 50, there's been a higher rate of a lot of cancers coming out now. So we really have to, like you said, watch what we're doing, our environment and everything like that. And because we have electricity everywhere, or just things that emit things, our TVs, our little speakers, right? All that, the Wi-Fi, right? You always say make sure you keep the Wi-Fi appliance not in your bedroom. You have to keep it somewhere that is not where you sleep, because it will affect you.
Yes. And, the thing is like I've taken the, an EMF meter reader and I've taken into people's homes and, just very simply, like, they're like, my child is sick. They're not feeling well. There's something wrong, or they're not thinking properly. They have ADD. They're all over the place and they just can't get better. And you'll find out that just in the wall alone, like where they're sleeping, it's like it's at this
Oh,
the meter reader is going all the way into the red zone, and it's beeping like crazy, and it's just too much. So that is affecting that child, and that's affecting
mm,
us. And so let's top that. Now we've just stacked what we've been used to coming out of the walls, but now this same child that may have been used to this may have been able to handle this. But what are they doing? They're also on computers. They're also on tablets. They're also on cell phones. They're also getting Wi-Fi radiation coming out of them, all around the home. They're going into school. Wherever they go, they have it. So now their body is never able to heal itself when it's sleeping. It's never able to adapt. So that is what happened. So let's, like I said, roll back a minute and slow down, because I think it's important for people to know the story, right? Shall we talk about the
yeah.
story?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So in 1999, my first husband was diagnosed with a glioblastoma brain tumor, which is the most aggressive brain tumor. Why is this important? Well, yeah. Okay. So it happened very fast. He, only lived for 6 months. He was healthy. He was 33 year olds when he passed,
Mm,
leaving me with my 1-year-old son unexpectedly, very healthy, worked out, but he was an electrician and he was surrounded by EMF radiation. Okay. Coming, and the thing is that they had found, so I didn't understand what happened. This is 1999, right?
right.
So now fast forward to 2012, no, 2014. So in 2012, so I, lived my life, buried him, moved on, got married, had a baby, yada, yada, yada.
Right.
And then in 2012, I built my home office. And it was a beautiful home office. Like you just earlier said, technology is everywhere. It's, filled up. And in this office that was off of my bedroom, which is a key point here, off my bedroom, then I had the Wi-Fi router in there. I had the double monitors. I was using a cordless phone because I thought it was healthier.
Mm,
I had the printer in there because I was working out of my home office. Like we
yeah.
all
Yeah.
do. Well, it took about 2 years for me which was 2014, to start feeling lethargic and getting headaches. And I didn't
Mm,
understand what was happening. And I couldn't, a brain fog that was just driving me crazy. And it was just not me, because I'm usually bubbly and,
right.
it's like the Energizer Bunny. And so somebody said to me, "You are surrounded by all this radiation in your little office." And here I am doing life coaching and energy healing and, doing fantastic in there. I'm thinking I'm all that, right? And tuning into energy the way I do. And I thought that I would be able to feel the difference. And little did I know, I was just being drained. It was like pulling my energy out of me. And they're like, "Well, you need to find out about this." And that's when they told me about the stone of shungite. And literally that day, she's like, "Here, you use this, hold this." It was just coming into this country. We didn't hear that much
Right.
about it then.
Right.
There was a book that was just being written about it. And at that point in time, I was like, literally by like the second, third day that had it on me, I was wearing it. I literally had no more headaches, no more lethargy, and no more brain fog. I was like back to normal. I was like lit. I was like, what? Then, of course, being like Oprah or somebody, I was like, oh my God, everybody needs to know. And so that's when, I started learning about it. And then I started going into, because and that's why it comes from passion, because I didn't want what happened to me and my family with my first husband happen to
Right.
anybody else or my children, right?
Mm,
So
yeah.
now I start researching. I found out that there was a study that was done in the 90s that said that electricians have the highest rate of glioblastoma brain tumors,
Wow.
all other occupations. And that was before we were
Wow.
using our electronics. And I
Wow.
think it's very important key point. So just fast forward now, I'm feeling fine. I'm good. I'm rocking and rolling in business. I'm like having fun, right? I'm talking to people. I'm making jewelry. We're I have some bracelets and, we're moving and selling, and I'm talking on stages of 300 people, and COVID, 2020 happens, and now I like dropped all that just so I can go full force into the business of Karelia Creations. And then in 2021,
Mhm.
all of a sudden, that's when I realized I couldn't move my hands up, and I was losing my grip on everything, and I couldn't walk, and I was dragging my foot. And I found out that I had to have emergency brain tumor surgery. And I was like, what? Me? Here I am talking about EMF protection.
Exactly.
And I've been protecting myself from it and shielding myself from it. Why is this happening to me?
Right.
Well, when they pulled the tumor out, which happened to be larger than the size of a plum, pushing all my
Wow.
ribs aside, I'm grateful that I'm here to talk about it today, because it was not cancerous. It was benign, but it was a type 2 meningioma tumor. That type 2 tumor is not common for a female like me.
Right.
It's usually a Black male over 60, which I am none of those.
Yeah. I don't think so.
And or somebody who was surrounded by a lot of radiation.
Oh, wow.
Mm-hmm. So we looked at the tumor size, we rolled back time, and we found out that time when I wasn't feeling good, which was only 2 years after I built my home office, is when my tumor was 1 centimeter, and it was already affecting me.
Oh, okay.
So it didn't stop it from growing, but it stopped the pain. It helped me to feel better, which is a huge benefit.
Yeah.
Because, this stone is so powerful, and we'll talk about that later, of how did it help me? What did it do for me? It did make me feel better, but it didn't stop it from growing, because this is my brain. There's a blood-brain barrier. Nothing it's like you can't even get through that. If they did, they would be curing all these cancers by now. So that is my story. And I think it's so important for people to know it, because this didn't just happen to me once, it happened to me
Right.
twice.
Yeah.
And I believe that nobody wants this to happen to their family at all.
No.
And I think that this business is, and I can, we were talking about it earlier, and I did pull up my TikTok, and I have a very small TikTok, and I would like to get on it more, and I think I will be, but there is one of them where I was talking about, I'm going to share it real quick.
Uh-huh.
This is one I posted back in 2023. And I was talking about this girl who I had interviewed, and she told me that her smartwatch was hurting her arm. And so I, this interview, and it was live, and I uploaded it. And after that, I went back and I saw all the people who said, wow, my arm, somebody says, that one chick says, my arm instantly goes numb and tingly when I wear a smartwatch. It feels cold. Then this girl, Stephanie, says, I have a hand-thumb pain in either hand that I hold my smartphone in within a minute. And then the user, somebody says, same feeling for me. Glad to hear I'm not alone. How about this one? Hi, what about EMF radiation from the temperature dropping or whatever that was? Okay. Somebody says, I have the same problem when wearing my watch. My whole wrist and arm will feel weak and like arthritis pain. Take it off, the pain will go away. Yeah. So this isn't just me.
Yeah.
And I have been doing this for 10 years, muscle testing people with their smartwatches, with their phones, with their technology. And I see how weak their body is and how their cell phone is affecting their body.
Yeah, it is. And then they put it like you say, don't put it in your pocket. You're going to men put it in their front pocket right by their hearts. Don't do that. Or the back pocket. Or women put it in their little pouches in the front or whatever. You don't want it anywhere like, where your organs are, right? You don't want it on your body. So,
no. And it is true. Sperm counts are lowest than ever. Colon cancer is highest. Is highest than ever. And I find it interesting. And this is just me. I'm not going to relate it to any study or making false news or anything. My intuition says, Why is colon cancer so high? And they say they have no idea why. Where are we putting our cell phones? In our back pocket, right there, right there.
Yeah.
It's not fair. And children, in the younger ages than ever are getting colon cancer. People younger than ever are getting ovarian cancer. I mean, things are unheard of. And where are we putting our technology?
Yeah.
This to me is the
And when
epidemic.
And women, I've seen women, they stuff it in their bra, like right here. Like, what are you doing? You got your breast cancer, you have your heart. I mean, there's just so many things. They think, oh, it's just a phone. But this thing is heavy. Your phone is very heavy. It has a lot of things going on. And then I show everybody I got two big stickers in the back. So
Yeah.
I just got my phone right away. JC does the same thing. And because I am on the phone a lot,
Yeah, you
so
are. And I have two small ones. I have the two
okay.
small ones,
Yeah.
here. And I remember muscle testing you, and you needed big ones. You needed the big
Yeah.
ones
Yeah.
because you are so energy sensitive. And
Oh yeah.
so energy sensitivity really, I mean, it may not happen to every single person, or maybe you don't know you have it. But I
Right.
want you to start thinking, people need to start thinking about what do I feel in my body? Do I have tingling in my fingers when I'm holding the cell phone? Do I have tingling in my fingers or pain going up my arm when I'm on a keyboard typing, when I'm holding the phone, or when I'm using a Bluetooth mouse?
Yeah.
Right?
Me.
Yeah.
Oh, the Bluetooth too. I forgot oh. So you have to get the
Mhm.
wired ones again.
Yeah. Yeah. And even if it's wired, I still have a tingling. And that's why, like I said, that's why I made these rings. These
Right.
literally, if I don't wear this ring, I will have numbness and tingling in my fingers. So
That's my
what
next purchase. Yeah.
neutralizes the radiation, that's coming from our electronics. And that's why, and of course, people who wear the smartwatches, that's why, I want to get into products, but we're going to just talk about it
Yeah.
real quick. That's why we made all these different, I mean, I have like 10 different types to choose from. People can stack them, mix and match them, whatever you want to do.
Right.
But
Right.
they will, neutralize the radiation because everybody's wearing a smartwatch these days. And, so the doctors and scientists from around the world, the pediatricians from around the world, they're all raising flags around this. There's red flags everywhere because there's biological effects that it's biologically affecting our body. It is known to be a type 2 carcinogen, and they're not doing study. They're not really doing any studies on it. And there's things that come out of Denmark and Norway, and around the depending on the countries that are real health advocates about it. And but for the most part, nobody wants to stop technology rocking and rolling. That's it. So we have to really think about. It's not about living in fear. It's not
Yeah.
about,
Yeah.
it's about learning how to protect yourself, and,
Right.
and being wise and smarter than your smart electronics. And, and for us to know that it takes a team, it takes each other, it takes, understanding, and you're going to just do a Google search. You may not see that much information, and you're going to see a lot of things that say it's fine. There's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to say anything. Just go with that. However, I can point you to other areas that we're going to put in the links below,
Right.
where you can go and find out more information of the legitimate sources.
Right. And we had this conversation offline, and I was just thinking about it now, that it's the point of the over usage with time. Okay. And that's the issue. Like with you, when you found out, it's because you realized it was already a couple of years had gone by. You had all the equipment in your office right next to your bedroom. So all that came through there, came to your bedroom while you're sleeping. Right. So you're not thinking about it. And then years go by and you're like, why am I not feeling well? Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
I do get numbness on my hands. So I'm gonna when I get the ring, then I'm gonna test that, because it happens to me. I'm holding the phone, and then I have little things on my hands too that I wonder if I have these deformities or little bumps that I have on my hand from the cell phone too.
I think
Yep.
we talked about that because before it even came out on your hands, it was on the bottom of your feet.
Yeah.
And you're surrounded for how many years working in technology with your feet around all these wires everywhere on the ground.
Everywhere. Wires underneath. And then when I started computers, it was even more like more electronics or more radiation, I think, just because everything was huge. Like, now everything's
Yeah.
like tiny. Your cell phone is a computer, right? Your cell phone
Mhm.
has a little hard drive, like little dot, like unbelievable. Hard drives used to be like this big, they had to put it in the system. So what I'm saying is the bigger they were, they had more power, more electronic, more stuff. And the rooms were, when I was growing up, they had the data centers, which were
Yes.
just rows of mainframe, rows of just machines, and just, I
Mhm.
mean, we were the little rats in the cage testing.
I know. So, and speaking of rats, there have been studies that show that, like when rats are in a Wi-Fi area, that they start bouncing off the walls, like
Mm,
within minutes. And, and it's just really important for, people to think about, like, if you're pregnant, or, if you're pregnant and you have a baby inside of you, I want you to really think about where you're putting your electronics. Where are you putting the laptop, the tablet? When you're
yeah.
sitting at the computer, what are you doing? Are you neutralizing any radiation at all? Because that baby is going to be highly affected by the radiation that's coming out of the computers.
Wow, I didn't think about that. When I was pregnant with my first son, I worked at at a movie theater company, the data center. So we had the server room. We worked with computers. Our tech room was full of computers, and I was pregnant.
Mm.
Not even,
Yeah,
you don't know. You don't know.
yeah.
You're worrying about the food, and that's, you don't smoke, you don't drink, like all these things, but you forget about the external environment. And that's important.
Mhm.
And there's too many children, and I say it, I don't care, they get upset with me. A small child under 5 years old should not be consistently having a cell phone or a tablet or anything like that, because it's damaging them. They're holding it to their head, they're holding it on their hands, they put it on their bodies. I mean, come on, they're little babies, they're still developing. Don't give them stuff that's going to, cause any problems.
No, they do. And now it's not just that, but what about baby monitors? Baby monitors are horribly, horribly bad with EMF radiation that's coming out of them. And they're
Wow.
right in their, they're right over their cribs and looking right at them, and right in their whole entire, biological area.
Right.
They, so if we can't restore our health when we're sleeping as adults, how are they restoring their health?
Yeah.
How are they? And then you're going to take them out of the crib. The baby's going to, you're going to carry the baby around. And where do you have your cell phone? It's on you. And then you're going to put the baby in the stroller, and then you're going to give the baby the phone to play with, or the tablet to look at, or it's going to be on a
Right.
screen for them to see. And it's just affecting their
It
serotonin,
is.
their hormones, their growth, their brain barriers. It's going through everything. And there is so much on this. In fact, there's something called Baby Safe. And I think it's just called Baby Safe. And it's all these pediatricians who came together and to create all this information for, mommies, new mommies, and that are pregnant and who have
Right.
little babies. And I'll give you those links too.
Yeah, definitely. I'll
All
I'll
these
put those out
amazing.
there. Yeah, because it's important. People really have to, I know we're always rushing around. Everybody's just living their lives and stuff, and they don't realize everything affects you. It's not just the food. I mean, I remember one time in Boca, I was driving, and I don't know what happened. It was a certain area in like Boynton Beach area, not Boca, Boynton Beach area, that it was high electricity. Something was, every time I would go through that area, I would literally get nauseous and like dizzy. Like just as I went through this area of driving all the time, and I go, something's wrong. Something's in this. There's a frequency here that's not good because it's affecting me every time I go through it.
Yeah, that makes so much sense. It does.
I don't know.
And yeah, and it's stressing your body out. So, I have this thing, I call it M&Ms, the M&Ms of EMF. And it's, the first thing is how it affects the mitochondria. in the body, which is the building blocks, that create the ATP, the energy building of the body to recreate cells. And it is known to literally affect that and to, deter it from growing and it damages the cells, and then there's the N is for neurological, and because it affects our entire brain, our learning, our hormones, and right into the hypothalamus, like we were talking about earlier today.
Right.
And so it suppresses, and we know that social media and TikTok and all that highly affects our hormonal balance. Then for addictions, then you have on top of that the radiation that's coming out of it, the blue light that's coming out of it. Let's not even talk about blue light. I don't even need glasses, but I wear these because it's the blue light blockers.
Right.
I will not get on the computer. I will not get on the computer. And my kids do the same thing. Yep. Yeah. Everybody needs to have them, whether you're wearing contact lenses or you don't need glasses at all. Blue light blockers are very important for your eyes. Yeah. And I remember a couple of years back, I was out seeing my optometrist, and he just came back from a conference in like Denver or somewhere. And this was probably like maybe 6 years ago. And he says, you've always talked to me about, the EMFs and the computers, and I didn't really believe it. But then when I went to the conference, they were talking about the new cancers that are coming out in the eyes, and they're attributing it to. And not only that, but the glaucoma, and let's go back to dry eyes, and because we don't blink, we're staring at the computers, we're not blinking.
Yeah.
And therefore, we're disturbing our normal, like how our eyes reset themselves with the liquid and the tears.
Yeah.
And we're doing that. So, and it's so close. You have the blue light that's affecting it too with your circadian rhythm, yada, yada, yada. So I have a window right back here. I have my computer. And I would train myself I'm on the computer for a while. Then I was just go out and look outside. And look further away, because here we're looking so close. I go and look further away. That way it resets the eyes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, you have to. Yeah, usually I'll open the window here too, just to do vision, because I get tired. My eyes get tired. Like by the end of the night, I'm just like, oh my God, it's just, and the lighting and everything like that too. So
exactly. And I even have when I'm on the computer at nighttime, which isn't very often, but when I do, I will put on my amber colored ones.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and everybody's like,
I have to try those. Yeah,
because it completely blocks it out. This way, I will literally, my eyes will fatigue even more, but they're at least a safe zone. And because they're the blue light blockers, but now it's not messing with my circadian rhythm.
Okay. Yeah. Because that's the whole thing. I used to be on between the computer and the phone so much that I wasn't sleeping.
Yep.
Plus, I remember for years I had like insomnia because I worked in the computer room. I was sitting in the computer room until one day I told my boss, "Can I get out? Can I get a regular office? Because it's freezing in there, and it's just really, it's not good. I don't feel good sitting in there,
So let's go back to what we talked about in the beginning. We can talk about studies. We can look for studies. We can maybe not find the studies because they say that, it doesn't affect you. I don't care. Use your intuition. When you were growing up, did your mother say to you, don't stand in front of the microwave oven?
Yes.
Right? When you were growing up, did they say, don't stand right in front of the TV when it's on?
Exactly.
And so what are we don't even think about those things anymore, because we think we've adapted. It's okay. They sell it. We can use it. It's okay. It's not okay. It's not okay.
No. I have to throw in there real quick. My grandfather told us that when the microwave came out, he said, I don't know about this. Something that cooks that fast, I don't think that's good. He said the same thing because he was an electrician, and he used to fix the radios with the tubes and all that stuff. So he used to tell me, no, the frequency that's coming out of there, he didn't know all the terms, but he knew it wasn't good.
Nope, nope, nope. Oh, you know what I just remembered too is that, so I was talking about M&M. I said the
Right.
mitochondria. I said their neurology of the
Right.
brain, but I didn't finish the other M.
Okay.
I
What's
don't
the
leave
other
it hanging. So it's actually I just forgot what it was for a second. Wait a minute. It's the M, but it's the gut. It's the
Oh,
um
okay.
it,
The
it's the like the metabolism. It's the metabolism. It's how the body, how we digest our food,
mm,
and it affects the gut. It affects, their whole digestion, and which is our other brain. And it's, our gut is our other brain. They
yes.
learn this. And I can't believe I just forgot the name of my other M. What is wrong?
You'll find it. You'll find it.
The
But the gut.
microbiome. It's the
Oh, okay.
microbiome. Yes. And yeah, and with the microbiome, I mean, that's going to cause a complete disturbance in the nervous system and the functioning of the body. So you have your neurons, your body, your whole brain. You're talking brain fog. You're talking headaches and ADD and chronic fatigue, and go back to tumors and cancers and the hormonal area. And then you're talking the mitochondria, which is infertility, going back to infertility again. It's going back to the pain, the tingling, the numbness, autoimmune situations that are coming up out of nowhere. So I just really want people to understand that this is why it's a challenge for science to really pinpoint
Right.
where is it coming from. Are you sure it's EMF radiation? Maybe it's the way you're sleeping. Maybe it's what you're eating. There's another big thing that they found out, that it actually causes heart tumors. They're called heart shawarmas.
Ooh,
hmm And
wow.
palpitations, it causes palpitations in the heart. It can actually create shortness of breath and blood pressure issues. The respiratory, a lot of times it can cause the lungs and the breathing through here, because where are we at? It's all in this vital
Yes,
organ
all this.
area.
Yeah. Yeah.
hmm
It's all
Another
here.
big, another side effect that it causes is eczema and dermatitis issues. Okay, so here yours is on the inside, but for
Right.
many people it's on the outside. And they're like, when I hold the
Um,
phone, my hand gets dry. It doesn't happen to me. I'm just saying some people, this is what they tell
right.
me. And or they'll get itching and burning from it,
Mm,
which makes sense, because if it's the tingling, I wouldn't even be able to, if it wasn't for my EMF protection and my
right.
shielding, I don't even know how I would be working on anything anymore, honestly. I really don't. I think that I would be, first it caused me, I created that brain tumor. It created the brain tumor. And then also, I just think that my body, just like and I know a lot of other friends that are like this, that we have a lot of sensitivities and hypersensitivity.
Yeah.
And I'm in a lot of communities that are saying, speak up, tell us about it. We want to know more, because people are speaking up and they don't really
Yeah.
know where it's coming from, digestive
Yeah.
issues, gut, if it's affecting the microbiome, I mean, come on. We have so many other things that are affecting the microbiome too. And now we have this on top of it.
Yeah. I mean, you got all the stuff that's in the foods and all that that's been trying to be changed, hopefully. But like you said, environment wise, we can affect only what we can have in our home, how we can shield ourselves at home. And then with the jewelry, we can walk outside, at least have a little bit of more, shielding when we go outside.
Yes.
I told you we need a bodysuit.
I know. I know.
Like,
You know,
and you know how they make the Spanx for women? We have to make the Spanx with shungite. Shungite.
I know. I know. Some people do sell the clothing. We don't sell the clothing, but
Right.
I think that if I was an electrician or a lineman, I would definitely be wearing a
Have.
hat.
Yeah.
There's no doubt. There's no doubt. Something to think about too. Like if you happen to hold this phone to your ear, which I don't suggest to do ever, but if you do, something to think about is if you have any silver fillings, this actually radiates, and the mercury in there, they've actually found mercury in the blood when
Wow.
ingesting, releasing it into the bloodstream, so
Wow.
into the urine,
Huh.
and yeah, so that is something to think about. So there's just lots of things that we need to, so let's talk about like what we can do at home, right?
Right.
What can we
Right.
do if you don't?
JC's hello, ladies. I have my shungite.
I know you
JC
do.
JC wears his all the time. He has an even bigger one than I do. I got a big stone too.
Yeah,
So
yeah. And so I know he does. Was gonna say, so
so for
something you
home.
can do at home, even without shungite, is, like we said, okay, and like I said earlier, and you said, it's like I had a Wi-Fi router in my office, and I was sleeping in my bed, working in my office and then sleeping off my bedroom,
Right.
and it was not that far from it. And so my body was never able to heal. So, the studies show that you should never really have your Wi-Fi router within, I would say, 8 feet of your body, 8 to 10 feet of your
Okay.
body,
Okay.
in that same area. So, for example, the best place to put it maybe is in a living room that's further away from you. Don't keep it near your bedroom. Keep it in an area or in a closet or something like
Right.
that.
Right. Right.
So it's
Exactly.
not right where you are. And like in a common area, that's the best thing, is in a common area.
Right.
That's really, really important. Of course, try to use speakerphone, put your phone in a purse or in a baggie or something, or have the shielding on it. Don't, if you're going to sleep, if you insist on sleeping with it, which is just, don't
I know
sleep
it's not good. It took me a long
with
time.
it.
It's a bad habit. It's a horrible habit. What I do now, if I charge it at night, it's not on my bed. It's away from me, and I usually have it on night mode and all that stuff, so nothing's coming in. You know what I mean? So like airplane mode, you're not gonna look at it all night anyway. So just shut it off. Shut it airplane mode. Got no Wi-Fi running through it. It's just off
Mhm,
until you get up in the morning.
mhm,
And
exactly.
you don't want to have it on your bed either, because like I have cats, right? And my little doggy. So sometimes I put the phone on the bed for a second to go get something. They find the heat and they lie on it. I'm like, no. I'm like, grab the
No.
phone away from. I'm like, no, what are you doing? I get so upset.
Then thanks for saying that. That is another important thing. And we do sell pet charms and stuff for the pets and for the dogs, because it is really important. People don't realize that their cats are all over, walking all over their electronics and laying down by the Wi-Fi routers, or the battery packs that we have, and
Right,
battery savers, or whatever those things, the
right, right,
protection things. And it's something to think about. And it's so important. People will say that when I give my child a shungite, piece of shungite, or when I give it to my pets, they literally notice a difference in the children and the pets when they wear it, because they find that they're a little bit calmer, because it's creating a peaceful environment. And that's what happens with shungite. It neutralizes the radiation, but it also creates harmony where there's disharmony in the environment or in
mhm.
your body. So, like, I always like to tell people, that's why I literally sell these little pyramids for a reason. Not that big one. You don't want to do this with the big
Yeah.
one, but the little
I gotta
ones.
get more. I gotta get some more little ones, but I got the big one here. Ooh,
Yeah.
it's heavy.
So
It's
if you, I know I have the big ones. I know the big ones
yeah.
for sure. And that one will pretty much can take care of your entire home, depending on the size of your home. But the little ones are great for office space, or at your desk, at your on your nightstand, you know, even by the Wi-Fi router, just alone, or the TV area. But what I also like this for is if you have a pain on your body. Did I ever tell you
Mhm.
this?
No, I don't think so. About the pain.
Ah,
That's a new one. What do we do? What do we do?
okay. So if you have a pain on your body, say your elbow, your
Right,
foot, your hand, your neck, your back,
right.
leg, anything, I
Mhm.
want you to just take, all you have to do is take the little tip of it and swirl it around. Don't touch your body with it. And it's like a little laser. That's what it is. It's like a little
Oh
laser.
yeah.
And literally within less than a minute, your pain will subside or go away
Wow.
completely. If say it's on
Wow.
a scale from 1 to 10, and say it's a 6, it might go down to a 2. If it's an 8 or
Oh
10,
man, I needed that when my knee was messed up. Yeah.
yeah,
I didn't
yeah.
know. Now I know.
I know. Oh yeah, always, because remember when I said it literally took my headaches away and it took my pain away. So that's what it does. It creates harmony where there's disharmony in the body or in our lives and around us, repelling the negativity. So that's negativity means stress, right? Negativity means free radicals. Negativity means neutralizing that extra electrical field that we don't need.
Hmm.
And that's why some people even put they'll buy the rocks and they'll put a larger rock or some of the rocks in their refrigerator or next to their produce, because it will literally allow their produce to last longer.
Oh,
Yes, it does. It's pretty
I put a
amazing.
pyramid in the refrigerator. I didn't
So
see that. I didn't see that.
yeah, right.
You have
Yeah,
them in your fridge?
I do. I do. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course I do.
Oh, wow.
I got it in my water because we know how it affects the body in the water. You got to put it in the water. Because remember, it's a carbon molecule. So let's go into the science behind it and how it works.
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah. This is interesting.
Yeah, this is the fun stuff too. So why does it work so well? Why does shungite work the way it does? So here is a piece of regular shungite, the dark black shungite. And here is a beautiful piece of the elite, which is like what I'm wearing and like what you're wearing. Okay.
Right.
Comes out of the ground just like this. Okay. No, this is not onyx. No, this is not tourmaline. No, this is not coal. However, it's in the family, like it literally, it's a C60 molecule, carbon 60. So we are carbon, right? The earth is carbon, like ashes to ashes, dust to dust. I mean, this is who we are. And what's really cool is that just like from coal to a diamond, shungite is almost right in between it. And it's a carbon molecule. So therefore, what do we use? We use carbon filters to filter our water, right?
Mm-hmm.
So this is why shungite is really powerful in the water, getting rid of the toxins and the impurities. They actually used shungite in Chernobyl, in the water around Chernobyl, and it helped to release the radiation that was in the water around it. So it is very, very powerful to getting rid of antibacterial, antifungal, and and pesticides and things like that. So definitely, it's very powerful to put in your water. This here is the elite is like 95%, 98% C60 molecule, and is very light, and it's very delicate.
Mm-hmm.
This one, however, is probably about 30%.
Oh, okay. That's why the color's different. Also, it's a little grayer.
And it has a lot of pyrite. It has a lot of, silver. It has a lot of other things going through it. Now, is that a problem? No, because it takes very little C60 molecule to make a difference. It makes very little C60 molecule to heal the body, to and to have an electrical field, because all it does is take one tiny little molecule to create the electrical field, because it is a carrier. It's a hollow molecule, and they use it in science all the time. That's why it was called carbon. It's also called carbon 60, C60 molecule, and the buckyball. There's a lot of terminology for it. And that is also called the molecule of the 21st century, because they found out how powerful it is. And they started making it and making it and using it in the body, using it for healing, using it in space, and all different types of things. But then we found out that came naturally, the only rock on the face of the planet that it came naturally in is shungite. So that's why it's so fascinating. And what's so really cool is that it lights up a flashlight. So here's the flashlight, right?
Right.
And this is our body. Okay, we are electrical, we're energy. We have a light that shines in us, right?
Right.
And what happens? We dim our light with all of this electronics and all of this chaos that we're in every single day. So it's not going to work if I take off the conductor, right? It's not going
Right.
to, no. So, but it's going to work if I put the Elite on it, and it's going to work.
Yeah, it's amazing when you did that. Yeah.
It really is.
Jason shows you that to everybody.
Yeah. And I'm going to use the regular C60 if I can. Oh, yeah, there it goes.
Oh, it
Yeah.
goes, yeah.
There's the regular rock. And, you know, and like JC does it, and I do it all the time. And let me just find here, just a little bead. And going back to what you asked me before, Alida, you
Yeah.
asked me, how do
This is
people
magic.
know if it's fake or not? Right?
Right.
Do a flashlight test. That's how you're going to know. So here's a little bead. This is what we sell.
Right.
And
Oh, wow. So you don't need a lot. You don't need
don't.
a lot of it. Wow.
One little bead is touching it, and it's lighting up the
And
flashlight.
it's lighting up. That's incredible. Yeah.
And so that's what I mean. One, and this is the type 3, which is what this is right here, the type 3. And so, yeah, it doesn't take a lot. And the whole thing is that this is a hardier stone because it has other minerals in it.
Minerals.
So that's why they're able to form it, you know, in a stronger bead and a stronger different, different things, into pyramids, into, you know, jewelry and stuff like that. So so that's the magic definitely behind the flashlight test.
Yeah,
And
that's amazing. It's amazing that people don't understand it's energy. They're like, what do you mean energy? And see, now I wish I understand it now. When they were trying to tell me in school, I didn't understand when they were teaching us physics and all this other stuff. And now I get it. I'm like, oh, that's what she was trying to tell me.
right, exactly.
We needed school for a reason. We needed physics and geometry and all those classes that we took. We don't realize it comes up. It all comes up all the time.
It comes up everywhere.
But everybody, let me just see. I want to make sure before I forget. I want to put the banner. And I want to tell you, I know, is this the banner? Yeah, there is. I know you have it AuthenticShunGuide.com. I know you.
I do. Yeah.
Yeah. And then we got a code. We got a 10% off code. So if you say Spanglish 10, you get 10% off on anything you buy online. So please check it out. And this will be shared out to everybody anyway.
Yeah, definitely. You know, if you go ahead, buy what you need to the first time, try it out. Use Spanglish 10 and you get 10% off. And, you know, it will be on regular priced items, nothing that's bundled or a kit or that's on, you know, clearance, but on regular items. And, you know, and it's a great way to get started. You know, we do have the kits. And so, you know, which is great.
Right.
People say, you know, how do I get started? And that is a good question right there.
Right.
What is the best way? What should I do to get, because it's very overwhelming.
Right.
And I understand that. So I always say, you know, if there's anything you need to get,
sticker.
Put a sticker on it.
You gotta put a sticker at least on your phone. I have the bigger one. She has the smaller one. They work. So you do that immediately. If you have a cell phone, and then I have my bracelets on. So you show you guys, I have one bracelet here. I have another one on the other side. So I have two because I'm holding the phone. So I try to keep those. And the next thing I will get the rings. And you have the earrings. I gotta get the earrings too. Yeah. So that'll help you with the earbuds are a problem too because they're Wi-Fi, right? Those earbuds are also a problem. And I don't like it because it's right in your ear, right next to your brain.
No, I gotta flip the hell thing. No, exactly. So that is one thing I absolutely believe is a complete no-no. Do not give it to your children. And I know that they want it. They may not believe in it, but if you can just have them wear a corded headset, just let them wear a corded headset, because honestly, it's not worth it. It's not worth risking your health for it. And I don't care. I mean, somebody say, you know, maybe there's a sticker that you can put on that. I mean, you could probably some people have wrapped the little.
Okay.
These are smaller. These ones are actually smaller than the rings, believe it or not.
Oh, okay.
The ones that go in the bands are smaller. And you can get one of those, wrap it around the base of the
earbud. The earbud, because they're pretty round, you know, they're pretty big, so you can put it. Because the other day I bought one, then, you know, not too expensive, but I bought a pair of earbuds and I had it off. they were on waiting for my music, and I hear a beep, like I go, oh, I don't like that. Took it out.
Yeah, I will not wear one. I will not risk my life with it,
Well,
and
the problem now is the new cell phones don't have an ear for the cord anymore. The new cell phones don't have the plug for
oh,
the
right.
wired one.
This is what
So
they have. You got to
so
get
you
the
have
little,
to yeah, you have to get the little dongle on your truck. Exactly. You have to get one of those. Yep.
yeah, that's not a big deal.
Yeah, you get one of those. Yep.
And it has it for the USB-C or
Oh, okay.
for the aux.
Right, right. Yeah. So I have
Mhm.
a Android, so mine's a C. So I just buy the C cable to the audio, and then you can plug in the wired headset. And the JC likes to use the wired one too. He doesn't like the earbuds either.
Yeah, and all the new iPhones now have switched over, which I'm so happy for because I have an Android and everybody else has all iPhones.
iPhones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's their problem, not mine. But
Exactly. Mine either. I got a Google. Pixel. So
yeah, there you go. But yeah, and so now they're finally switched over to USB-C, which is really great. So
oh,
yes,
that's
go out,
good.
get everybody with their new phones,
Adapter.
go out and get the corded headset with the USB-C. It's very easy. You don't even have to have that little doppelganger adapter thing, whatever you
I
call it,
know, hanging from the phone and you don't lose it.
anymore. Yeah.
So, and I want to tell everybody too that Sherinata will be in the magazine. I'm a little late this month, but it's coming out tomorrow. And
Yeah.
she has a great article in there talking about the 5G and the effects of EMF and also all the information so you can buy your essential kit that comes with a pyramid and a bracelet. I think it is, and a sticker. So there's a lot of little packages she has, and it's great. You can do that. You can buy that, and then you have a little of everything, and you can try it out yourself and see how you like it.
Yeah.
I wear it all the time. Sometimes I even forget. I put it on this other chain that I had,
That's
and
great.
sometimes I forget. I take a shower. And I'm like, oh, I got it wet, but it's string, so I just have to go let it dry.
Oh, that's great. Oh, I thought it was like a ribbon.
It's like different strings that was together in a
Oh,
little necklace,
oh, that's cool.
So
That's
yeah, and then
cool.
JC has his wrapped around his. He made a big knot on his,
Good,
and
good.
yeah,
Yeah,
he always tells people always ask,
they
and
do. They do.
oh yeah.
Yeah. Now you have your
Yeah,
code.
JC was under. Yeah, JC was. Don't forget to check her out. That's right, Spanglish Entertainment Magazine. She'll be sharing out. We're giving some copies, and you can see her article. And again, there's some other interesting things this month. September and October, we have Hispanic Heritage Month, and we also have breast cancer awareness also.
Mm.
So yeah, I always try to combine the magazine, even though it's entertainment. It's also, I always have health. I always have something there for you, something to protect your health, something to make you better, whatever like that.
It's so
And
important. Gotta
yeah.
have it. Yeah. Gotta stay healthy. It's the only thing we
Gotta
have.
stay healthy. Yes, yes. And it's work. It is work, but you know what? You only have one body. There's only one you. So I want to try to stick around long, try to get up to my mother's age that she's still dancing salsa at almost 88 years old.
Oh my God. Now I'm playing the piano
So
when she can find one.
playing the piano and everything. I mean, I hope I keep active that way, We have to
I
keep
know.
active.
Yes,
But
yes, for sure. But well, yeah, no, it's amazing. And I'll tell you what, there is one study that I always say, which I find pretty amazing, is that if you are on the phone for 20 minutes a day over a 10-year period,
mm,
you have a 40 to 60% chance. It used to be 40, now they raised it to 50 or 60%. So I always say 40 to 60% of getting a brain tumor.
oh wow. That's
Yep.
crazy.
Yep.
That's
10-year
crazy.
period. So when you think about it, 2012 is when I built my home office. 2021 is when it was so huge that I had to come out of my head.
10 years, almost 10 years, 9
Almost.
years. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's, well,
Crazy.
thank God they found it and saved you, and you're still here to help other people.
Yeah. I know. Talk about it to
Because,
everybody. It really, I feel like, and that is why it is like from passion to purpose. And it's like, why hide when I can, shout out from mountaintops, my story and share everybody else's stories. And, And definitely, go to the website, authenticshungite.com. It's a lot easier to remember than the other name of my business. And of course we're on Amazon, Etsy, and but we do prefer you to come straight to because we call ourselves a happy customer team.
Right.
And
They all are.
Yeah, we're all about good vibes here, and
Yep,
everything
that's right.
goes out. We actually saturate everything with colloidal silver, so it expands the field of the neutralizing the radiation. It's a larger field of protection. So if you just buy a bead or a bracelet, and we make everything in house, every
Right.
single thing we make in house. Well, we don't make the pyramids in house, however,
Right.
but we
You need
do.
a big machine. I can just see you now with the machine. Well, it's not pointing, right?
But yeah, all of our jewelry we make in house. So, it's like we are homegrown,
Yeah.
and for 10 years just growing this business. And they saturate everything. They're spraying everything with that silver. So that way it expands it. So you're not going to get that from anybody else. You're not, so that's why we like to, stand above and beyond the rest that's out there.
Yeah, and that's the whole thing. I love talking to you, anyway. But what you do is it's commendable because it's passion. You do it because you really care about other people. You don't want them to. Nobody wants to suffer. I don't like to see people suffer.
Nope.
So try to help and get a healthier lifestyle. Just changing a little things. I mean, what is it going to cost you to buy a bracelet, right? You buy a bracelet and you have that on all day long. And then, I have the phone. If I have the phone in this hand, I got the bracelet, I got the chips in the back, at least to help me a little bit because there's so much, we're always on it. So you can't.
I know. We just came out with our new ones, which is really cute. We never had this one before.
Oh, I know. I saw that one. I really like that one. I
Yeah,
like
it's
the
called
color
Pure
beans.
Radiance, and it comes with a meditation because me and my meditations. I'm always teaching meditation, and this is our new one. It's not even revealed yet, so I'm revealing it now.
Oh, I like that one.
This
Oh,
is
that's pretty.
lapis. Like everything is all real gemstones. We don't use anything
Right.
fake. This is lapis lazuli, and this is our peace bracelet.
Oh, I
And
love it.
September 21st, it's coming out. So
Oh, okay. All right.
World
Cool.
Peace Day.
Nice. That's
And then we'll
nice.
have a
September
meditation as
21st.
well.
Yeah, I'll be down in Miami September 21st. I got a big concert down there.
Oh,
I'm
good.
supposed to be covering like 20 artists down there.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'll be in Iceland, so I'll be.
Oh, you're going to Iceland now.
I am. I'm excited. Yeah.
Ah, that's so nice. Are you doing a big trip now, like every year?
I try. Yeah.
Yeah, that's cool.
Live my best life if I can, Hey, my husband's retired, so I got to keep up with him.
Yeah. It's like, okay, I'm going.
I know. We always said we don't work for food, we work for travel. That's always us. We work for adventure.
I'm doing my first 3-day cruise in October that we're doing our cruise. And so it should be exciting.
That's going to be the beginning of October?
October 24th through the 27th.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
From Port Canaveral. Yeah, from Port Canaveral. So we have salsa, freestyle. We're just going to have a good time with music and just people, we're building a community on water, on the cruise.
So people need to sign up and go. If y'all are looking for something to do right before Halloween and you want to get out and get some sun and some fun from the Fort Lauderdale area out in the Caribbean. Where are you sailing to?
Yeah, it goes down to Celebration Key, which is right near the Bahamas. It's a private island. Carnival owns the island, and they just opened it. It's brand new, just opened July. It has 5 different lagoons and different portals that you can go to, private beach. It's just beautiful. They say it's beautiful, so I can't wait to see it. And the weather should still be warm here in October because it
will be.
The Caribbean's always warm till December at least.
Yeah. Fort Lauderdale area where I'm at is always warm.
It's always warm. Yeah, I know. I was hoping right now it was raining outside really hard. I go, oh, please, electricity don't go. Because every time it gets really bad, a lot of lightning and thunder lately, sometimes the light flickers for a little bit, But I think that we had such great information. I hope that people really learn and just open their eyes and minds to look into this. Go to authenticshungite.com, check out the website. check out everything that she has. I mean, there's all different things. A lot of, she has earrings and the bracelet and the ring and everything like that. So there's a little something that you can protect yourself, at least minimally, around your body, and especially your heart, your organs, don't put it in your pocket. Like we said, don't put it in your pant pocket. Guys, please take the phone out of your back pocket. Okay. Take it out of your back pocket. Or sometimes you put it in your front pocket. Don't do that. You got your prostate. I have a friend of ours that we know, who had went through the prostate cancer, and thank God he's okay now, and has some other things going on,
And
some
those
other
are,
cancers brewing. And
yeah, and those are happening at younger ages too, I mean, and that's just the thing. Just, just be aware and just think about what you're doing, and go outside, take your shoes off, and get yourself grounded in the grass and the
yes,
beach or the sand, and get the real earth, currents going in you, or get yourself a grounding mat if you need to also. But whatever it is, just start, and reach out to us. We have a lot of
yeah,
things.
exactly,
Any question,
exactly, exactly.
questions on the YouTube channel, and uh, Alida will answer them. If not, she'll reach out to me and say,
Oh
"Hey."
yeah. Oh yeah. I'll
Mhm.
forward it to her anytime. You can reach us out, and then for more information and just to learn more, because a lot of people don't know, like they don't know what earthing is, grounding. It's something that is so simple. Take your shoes off, go outside and walk on the grass, stand in the grass, feel the dirt under your feet, the grass under your feet. And there's something about connecting with the planet, with the earth, that was, we're all from the earth, we're all connected. So it just
Yeah,
does
and when
something.
you go outside, you're all stressed out when you're in the house. You're all stressed out when you're behind this stuff, and your mind, you're like a little robot, going through your scrolling, and then you walk outside, and all of a sudden you're like, ah.
Yep.
There's a reason
Yeah.
for that, right? Ah, wow, my head. I can think
I do it
again.
all the time. I have to go outside and I just
Mhm.
go start playing with my plants and my herbs that I'm growing and just disconnect. And it really makes a difference. And I wanted to tell you that my dog, my older dog, he's like 14. So he's like blind in one eye. And he goes out in the backyard all the time. He knows where everything is and everything. And the other day, he just sat there. He just sat in the grass. I go, "You earthing,
Mhm.
Nanya?" I'm like, you must be earthing out there. JC said, "Look, he's earthing." He's just sitting on the grass, just enjoying underneath the oak tree. You had a little shade. He was just enjoying it. He was out there for like 10 minutes, just sat there. And I'm like, well,
Aw,
even the animals know that it's
they
comforting
do.
to be outside.
They do. They know
Because they
it.
go out there too. I see the animal, I see the dogs, and they roll around in the grass, or they just stand there. And it's really, really good for them.
Yeah, and people who live in the city and their dogs don't get out, it's really important for them to get EMF protection because they don't get the grounding. They don't get it. And, even just like even the children, very, very important.
Oh,
If you're living in the city, you must make sure that you have your apartment, wherever you're living is, you know, definitely, especially with
wow.
5G antennas. That's a whole nother
Mhm.
story, is talking
Yeah.
about cell towers. I didn't even get into all that stuff. But anyway, that's another topic for another day.
We have this is part one. We'll have another part two. And I know that a lot of people will see this when we're offline and everything, because usually sometimes I get a lot of people after the fact. Depends on how busy everybody is. Yeah, there's a lot of things we got to talk about. The 5G towers, you see the towers out there. They are, they're pretty big towers out there. And I don't know if I have my camera again.
As soon
But
as you say
anyway,
5G towers, it
I
goes.
said 5G and my whole thing went, look, I didn't do it on purpose. Look, I feel like I'm in the Matrix though. Oh my gosh. See technology. Look, right now the camera has, information, everything around me. So yeah, it's crazy. And and I mean we can keep talking, but what about I want to find out too how one thing we need to look up is how the effect of our SpaceX is on us now. Because
Oh,
I live 20 minutes from Port Canaveral, but I can see the rockets from my house. Okay, I can see them from here, and I can feel the vibration. The whole earth shakes when the sonic boom of the spaceship, the craft goes up. So you feel the sonic boom, everything's moving, and it's right after it takes off, you can hear it. So I'm just curious. I wonder how that's going to affect people.
and the animals
Oh,
and the birds and
yes.
all
And
of that.
they just approved another. I just saw something about they're doing double the amount of launches that they did last year. So they're doubling up now. Yeah. So I'm like, what? You know how many I heard last year? I'm like, every day. It was literally every day. There was one for like 2 months. Every day, every day, every day.
I'm sorry. You know what? I think that our Earth needs so much help. I think that we need to start here before we go out into space and destroying that. What we have here.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing over there. I don't know what they're doing out in Mars or whatever they're trying to do. They already have the shuttle that goes from here to Mars, but you have to be rich. You can't even afford to go.
Yeah,
And
no.
I don't want to go. I don't want them to say get off and then they leave me.
No, I'm staying here on my planet. My Mother
I
Earth.
know, exactly.
I'm
That's
an earthling.
the last
I'm an
train left.
earthling.
The last shuttle left to Earth. What do you mean the last shuttle left to Earth?
I know. Unless there's some galactic beings that might be really nice, I'll hang out with y'all. But in the meantime, I'm just sitting here.
Exactly. Exactly.
All right, Alida.
Well, thank you so much, Sherinata. Thank you for all the information. I think everybody will enjoy this. We'll share it. I'll send you the video, and we'll share it out to all the masses out there. And I'm gonna do some little clips later too, and I'll send them to you. Also, like short clips.
Perfect.
And you can put out there so people will be like, oh, what's this? And that way they'll, get more in tune to see the whole show.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I would definitely put it all over my social media. Yeah, and if anybody wants to reach out to me, it's we'll put that in the show notes too.
Yeah, I'll put it in the notes, and then plus they can reach you on your website as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
But my all my social media is not authentic Shungite. It's
right.
Creations.
It's Karelia Creations. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah,
that's perfect. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. I gotta give you I have to give you a nice cheer. Woo! Thank you so much. And we'll talk soon.
Thank you.
All right, bye. All right, you too. Bye. Hey guys, so just to finish up, this was amazing. Oh, I disappeared myself because I don't like this camera. I feel like I've gone into that. I said something about, and all the electricity just went crazy behind me, but that's okay. It's kind of a nice effect, actually, talking about EMF. So EMF is attacking my monitor. Anyway, please again go to AuthenticShunGuide.com. Use the Spanglish 10 as a 10% code off anything you purchase. That would be awesome. Check out the new magazine that'll be out tomorrow, and you will see the article that Sherinata wrote, and also have information to purchase again on AuthenticShunGuide.com. So I appreciate everybody. We'll see what we got for next week. I have to do a little voting thing to see what people want to hear. I have to do that one of these days. But we got a lot of things going on. We have a lot of past ones. If you miss any episode, you can go to Rebooted Mindset 555 on YouTube or Spanglish Entertainment. On Rebooted Mindset 555 has all the episodes, 106 now episodes that we've done. And we've talked about so many things. Last week we had talking about recycling and what's really being recycled. And we also talked about Lionheart, the training courses for children. Training courses for people to teach children exercise and learn different things when they're very young. So another thing that was really, really good. So just go to the YouTube or on all the podcast channels and check out all the other episodes that we have. And we'll keep on going. We're at 106. Let's see where we'll go up to. So anyway, have a great week. I will see you next week. Remember, it's never too late to reboot your mindset. Bye.